Hello dear students.
How are you all?
Today we are going to start the first class of SPMBV. Yes, SPMBV as per the syllabus of CMA Final. Earlier, I was not teaching this subject, but what to do? Sometimes a teacher has to bow down before the wishes of the students. There were so many enquiries, so many requests personally in the office, everyone together, you all kept pushing, and finally, you made me start teaching this subject. Alright, so for that, thank you very, very much from the bottom of my heart. It just shows how much power you all have, that you can literally wake up someone who is sleeping and get them to work. Thank you very, very much. Because, thanks to one more subject, I got the opportunity to teach students again, and through this subject, I will be able to share with you all my ideologies, knowledge, perceptions, and case studies that I have gathered till now. So this is what I call my service to humanity, and I am privileged that you have given me this opportunity once again. So guys, SPMBV subject is, you can say, just another subject for you. But if you want, you can make it your specialization. Yes. If anyone ever asks you, how does a cost accountant or ACMA add value to a company in the future? What will they actually do for our company? Then you can recite the entire SPMBV syllabus to them. We can deliver all of this for them, brother. That is the power of this subject. The exam relevance of this subject is such that if you pay a little attention, you'll be fine in this subject. If you just pay a bit of attention, meaning if you study the way I guide you, then that's enough. Isn't it? It will result in a minimum of 70 marks. You can expect 70 plus marks in this. And this is not the first time this is happening with you and me. Earlier also, I have taught SPMBV in the previous syllabus and many students have scored this much or even more marks in it. You will also score well, but the condition is that you pay attention to whatever I am explaining, teaching, and the actions I am asking you to take. If you combine action with attention, you will definitely achieve it. So, I am very, very sure that together, both of us will help you reach these marks. Yes, it is possible. As you know the name of the subject, there are actually two subjects indirectly included in the subject's name. One is SPM and the other is BV. Alright, one is SPM and what is the other one? BV. SPM stands for Strategic Performance Management and BV is Business Valuation. There isn't much similarity between the two. I mean, one is on this side and the other is on that side, right? One is here, one is there. If you want one from here, you need the other from there. Okay. Both subjects are different, but to a large extent, SPM is connected with the SCM subject and BV is quite connected with the SFM subject. Yes, bloop, 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 bloop. Sir, what did you just say? Oh dear, I haven't even studied these subjects. Now how will I manage? A lot of students usually finish Group 4 classes first, want to give that exam, and then say they'll take Group 3 later. I don't know from where this perception has developed in your minds. If you are planning things this way, then somewhere you are taking a risk. You are taking a risk. Sir, how do you know? Are, these mustaches, I haven't grown them just sitting in the sun, understand? That's why I know. So how do we know? It's because normally you have a habit of doing what's easy first. All right. You enjoy doing what's easy first more. Isn't it true? Tell me, isn't it true? Isn't it true? Isn't it true? Sir, how did you come to know this? Are, I know children write down to their every DNA. I am that advanced psychologically. So, in the theory of easy first, where do you go wrong? You start preparing for Group 4 first. All right. You find it easy. Come on, something will happen. Something must be there. Something will work out. Absolutely right. You don't face any problem here, and you can even score good marks in this. If you just take a little action with some attention, then even if you get 250 marks, it's not a big deal. I mean, 250 is a very good score, exemption in all 4. Even if you get 250, it's not a big deal. After that, you say, I will do practical training. After doing practical training, you say, now I will study for Group 3. So normally, what students think is that they will do practical training along with Group 3. Basically, they think they'll manage Group 3 along with practical training. But they forget that if you get a good place for practical training, it takes up so much time that Group 3. What does that mean? Even if you finish just one subject along with practical training, people will praise you. That is, if you've got a proper place. If you've landed up at some idle place, just going there to while away time or just to mark your attendance, then that's a different matter. But in general, practical training should be done at a good place only. So, if that's the case, what will happen? Here, your 15 months will go into practical training. Only after that, what will you do? You will attend your Group 3 classes, for which I am assuming that if you study for at least 10 hours a day, it will take you 6 months. If you attend classes for the full 10 hours daily, I am assuming this for those who are not working any job. I am telling you this from a student's perspective. All right. After that, you will need a revision period of 3 months, then you can appear for the exam. So, in general, it takes more time to complete this whole process for students who go through this route. And another thing is that Group 3 is comparatively a bit more difficult. That's why you came to Group 4 first, isn't it? It is comparatively a bit more difficult. There is a bit more depth in this. So often you face the issue here that you are just getting around 40 marks in every subject. I mean, if you look at the total, you are getting 180 or 190 but not crossing 200. If you had given both groups together, then by adding 250 plus 190, you would have got a rank. All right. I am able to explain it to you. Many of my students have observed this. Those who never got a rank till intermediate, never came first in school, the same people went on to get an All India rank in the final. Was I able to explain to you what the strategy is? They just followed what I said. What did they agree to? That yes, let's do Group 4, then the revision for Group 4, whether the revision for Group 3 has happened or not, whether the Group 3 classes have started or not, it doesn't matter. But for revision here, 3 months will not be less. If you want to give both groups together, then you will have to do revision here for 6 months and the exam will be for both groups. What will happen by doing this? There will be a possibility of getting a rank. You will find a video about this on our YouTube channel. You can go and watch it on YouTube. Tanib Qureshi. Alright. His situation was exactly like this. The boy secured a rank. So the point is, if there is even a little bit of a twist in your planning, you may achieve an All India level designation. And once you achieve this even once in your life, you will always have the satisfaction that you can even tell your studies, let's see if you can ever forget that someone once studied you like this. This can happen with you as well. But this is just my planning, my suggestion. Alright, you may think over it. Group 4 will be cleared easily. But in Group 3, you'll really have to slog hard. Alright. And if you feel that you are not made for both groups, if you have felt such stress during your intermediate, if there is a fear sitting inside you, if it's there within you, alright, so even at that time, what will my suggestion be for you? My second suggestion, for the sake of being on the safe side, is that you should attempt Group 3 first because it is difficult. You need a fresh mind for this. Alright, don't do any practical training. Finish the classes for Group 3 first. And if you have to appear for the exam, then give the exam for this group. Clear this one first. Then join the practical training. Along with that, you can easily study for Group 4. The load is less. Then, even the revision period for Group 4 will be shorter. That will also work. They usually say 3 months. But even if you have 2 months, that will be enough. Give the exam, your chances of passing will increase. You won't get a group set off. But if you crack the difficult part first and do the easy one later, the study load feels lighter. Right now, this is easy. Group 1 will be cleared. Later, it will feel hard. If you get nervous, then this is my suggestion. I guide students like this every time. Now, whether you want to follow this or not is in your hands. I know you won't easily accept what I'm saying. I am aware of that too. But you should reflect on it once. You should rethink it. It is going to help you. Did you understand what I am saying? One indirect help is that if you have studied SCM and SFM, then SPMBV feels comparatively easier. Those who haven't studied SCM and SFM, for them it's a bit. When I tell you something, you need to pay more attention to it. Understood? That means I will have to pay a bit more attention to your concerns. I will also tell you some basics from the SFM class. I'll tell you from where to study, which will help you in BB. Alright, I won't ask you to take any separate SCM class. Whatever is needed, I'll cover it here itself, but you'll have to pay a bit more attention. If you pay more attention, you'll be able to catch up. There won't be any major problem with SCM. Alright, but whatever SFM basics you need, I'll explain those separately when I start BB, and for SCM, if you just focus here itself, you'll learn it. You'll have to pay extra attention. Alright, the fundamentals are clear. Yes, sir, so this is an important thing. Let's go next time. Let's talk about how I will teach when I teach. How will I teach you? When I teach you this, I will teach you by making the institute material the first priority. Okay, so for SSFM is concerned, I will base it on Institute Mat. We will study the entire SFM from this institute material itself. In this, every chapter has some theory questions and some practical questions, so I will give you separate notes for the questions. Alright, I will also tell you the reason why I am giving the questions separately. They will be from this material itself, plus we will also include some older questions, those from mock test papers or past papers. All of those will be added as well. And since the questions here are a bit jumbled, I will arrange them in sequence and give them to you. I never used to study in a jumbled way. I always studied in a completely sequential manner, one after the other, and done. I believe this is exactly how one should study. When the institute has created a logical sequence, you should also study in that sequence. Only the institute's questions are jumbled. I will arrange them in sequence. That's why you will get separate notes for the questions. Now you might say, "Sir, it would have been great if you had given your own notes because I haven't even taken the institute's material." Then you will have to join the institute as soon as possible. If you haven't taken it yet, don't delay. "Sir, I haven't even registered with the institute yet." You thought, "Let me study first and then I'll register." No, for this subject, you will need the institute material, so download the soft copy of the institute material from the institute's website. If you have an iPad or something similar, you can mark directly on it and follow along with me as I explain. Otherwise, you will have to take a printout of the SPM part. I will provide everything separately for BB. For SPM, you will have to take a printout and study from that. I will not provide that. I will not reimburse you for that printout. Alright, that's your prerogative, it's up to you. You will have to manage or arrange that yourself. What we will do is, first we will go through each concept one by one to understand what it is saying, what points are there inside it. We will look for its real-world application so that the idea gets fixed in your mind like a concept. It happens, right, when you have already heard about something. When you look at it from a real-world angle, it settles in your mind like an idea so that if anyone ever asks, you can explain it to them in your own words. For example, whether it is useful in an interview or in the real world, if someone needs to understand something, you can explain it. Even if you have to explain it to a small child, you will be able to do so. To bring it to that level, we will try to understand it by thinking deeply about real-world oriented things. Secondly, here we will try to capture the words that are given to understand how the meaning of those words is connected to the real-world concept being discussed. If we try to understand the real world, we can't just imagine some unique or random real world. We have to understand it in such a way that the meaning the institute is trying to convey here, we are able to derive the same real-world meaning from it or not. So, by capturing the words, we will synchronize them with the real-world meaning. That will be your step number 2. Step number 3 would be to find out some ways of remembering those keywords because in exam, if you will write everything in your own words, you will not get marks. So, the theoretical portion, SPM is a theoretical portion. So, to study this theoretically, what will we have to do? We will have to capture its keywords. So, we will find some way to remember them. I don't know if we will be able to find all of them, but we will try to find a way. What will we do in the 4th step? You have to take action, just like I told you. The action you need to take is that you will have to make a summary of it. What will you have to do? You will have to make a summary of it, and you can even send me the summary. As students, you all will have a separate group. In that group, you can also share with each other. Normally, I don't know why, but students don't want to share with each other. They feel someone else will take their knowledge. But anyway, you can show it to me by sending it, or even if you don't send it, you will still have to make that summary, because only with that summary will you be able to revise it. Otherwise, you'll have to read the whole thing again, for which you won't have enough time. Did you understand what the process is? First, the real world, then syncing the meaning of the words here with the real world, then finding some way to remember the words, and then making summary notes. This will be our study process. When it comes to practicals, there will be 2 more steps added to the practicals. What? The method of doing the practical and solving the practical sums. Alright. We will also do MCQs, and for now, whatever has been provided by your institute, I will prepare notes for you separately using all those institute resources, and whatever is here, we will cover it right here. So, we will finish the MCQs alongside as well. We won't wait. First, we will complete SPM, then we will do BV. Alright. BV has more practicals, SPM has more theory. Don't get discouraged just because it's theory, thinking, how will I manage if it's theory? This theory is not like the usual theory. This is the kind of theory that actually happens in the real world. In a way, it's practical-oriented theory, so you'll really enjoy listening to it. Now, you should have the energy to listen. That's it, and if you expect that I will put in all my energy to make you listen, then I will definitely try my best. But I am also human, sometimes even I can be a bit up and down, a bit volatile. Whether my energy level stays consistent or not, I don't know. I will try my best. But still, you can't clap with one hand, you need both hands to clap. Sometimes if I seem a bit light or soft, don't take it easy yourself, because son, it's your exam. Whenever you study, there should be a discipline, what we call shista. There is a system to studying. In Hindi, Shishtachar can be called a system or however you want to put it. The system is that whatever you study, you should do it with complete confidence. If there is even a 0.1% lack of confidence, then I would tell you to contact SJC. If you have paid the fees here, then please take it back. I will fold my hands and request you. If there is even a 0.1% lack of confidence, then ask for your fees back right now. Say that you are not fully confident. We will not judge you in any way. You will always be considered as a beloved child. We will return your entire fees to you. But if you have faith, then that faith will only end after giving the exam. The complete 100% faith will only end after you give the exam. Do you understand? So it's not like the faith is just for half an hour, for 1 hour, for one class, for 4 classes, or for 10 classes. It shouldn't be like that. Faith should be there from the very beginning, because if you can't keep faith, then you shouldn't move forward. Still, for your complete satisfaction, we will keep some initial classes on YouTube itself. Like, I want that even in the future, any student should first see what my way of speaking is, what my teaching style is, how I go into depth, and how I explain things. After that, you should move forward with trust. Just like when you board a train, you do so with the belief that it will definitely take you to your destination. It's not like you keep stopping in between and keep asking, "Oh brother, why have we stopped? Oh brother, will we fall? Oh brother, what happened?" We don't think like that. So, I just need that trust from you, so that I too can take you to your destination safely, joyfully, in a fun and enjoyable way, with knowledge-oriented discussions, and help you reach your goal. Keep this in mind. Friends, teaching this subject is not something you just pick up and start teaching right away. A lot of preparation goes into teaching a subject. There is a lot of deep contemplation, and only then do we teach. But after that, another challenge arises. Because when we do an in-depth analysis and prepare thoroughly, we do it with the thought that we have to extract pearls from the ocean and give them to the students. Again, a challenge comes up. What challenge comes up? That it has to be finished quickly, otherwise the students will say it has been dragged on for too long, so it needs to be wrapped up fast. So when students expect this, they are not wrong because they also have limited time. There is so much to do in life, and it all has to be done quickly. You are not wrong. But in the process of finishing quickly, sometimes it can happen that I assume you have understood certain things. I might assume that you already know some things. I don't know that you actually don't know them. I don't know that you didn't understand. From inside, there's a voice telling me, "Come on, move ahead, son, move ahead, how much more will you talk?" This happens sometimes. So if because of such scenarios you ever felt that Sir just rushed through or didn't explain properly, then Sir's intention was never to hurt your trust. Sir's only intention was to finish the course as well. So in such cases, you can always cross-question me. How will you do that? You will always have my number. You already have it. If you don't, you can contact the office and get it. And whatever you are studying, wherever you are stuck, you can click a photo and send it to me. Just mark the exact spot where you are facing a problem. But I have noticed what students usually do. They misuse this facility. They take undue advantage of this facility. Without even trying to think for themselves, without making any effort, they just quickly click a photo and send it. If you do this, you will get caught. Because whenever I review it, the first question I will ask is, according to you, what should be the answer? And if you don't have an answer, then I am not going to answer either. That means I really need to see your effort. I am 100% available for you, but only when you are seen making an effort. Did you understand? That means you picked up a concept. There was a line in the theory that you didn't understand. You said, "Sir, please explain its meaning." I am not going to explain. First, I will ask you, according to you, what should it mean? You say, "I don't know anything, I am not able to understand anything." I will not accept that at all. I will say, use Google, use the dictionary, and try to explain to me in your own way what you have understood. You say, "I am not able to understand anything." That is just not possible. If that's the case, then how did you even reach the final? You didn't come here by threatening with a knife or dagger. You have reached here by working hard, right? So you should expect that Sir will cross-question you, and only when he is satisfied that you have put in the effort, he will give you the answers. In 99% of the cases, when students send a query, they already know that Sir will ask a cross-question in return, and even before I look at their query, it gets solved and the students write, "Sir, the answer I sent you has been solved." In 1% of the cases, actually not even one, say half, in 0.5% of the cases, in the remaining 0.5%, as soon as I ask back, "What do you think should be done?" Try it out yourself, the answer comes, "Sir, done." For the remaining 0.5% cases where there is some criticality, I am always there for you. So if you have learned how to make an effort, you have already achieved half of your goal just like that. That's why you have to pay attention, but at the same time, you also have to take action. It is not like that just because Sir is there, Sir will keep on spoon-feeding you everything. That's not possible. You are in the final now. In just a few days, you will be considered a cost accountant. In a way, you are pursuing a master's degree. Just think about it like that. So even the treatment you are getting here is actually a lot of spoon-feeding. But you have to keep in mind that Sir will also have some expectations from you. Okay. So brother, after so much orientation talk, now we will begin. I am assuming that you have downloaded this soft copy. The students who are studying with us here, as each chapter gets over, whatever I write or mark, I will also give you its PDF. Alright, you might not get it on YouTube. You may not get it on YouTube videos, but the students who take the full course will get it. Shall we move ahead? So today we want to start the first chapter of SPM. If you look according to the Institute's material, they have given a weightage of 50% to 50%. When the new syllabus paper was first set, it had two sections, A and B, each 50 marks. You had to attempt 50 from each, with MCQs divided between them. But now, it's coming a bit blended. Meaning, in the exam, you won't get these to separate 50 to 50 sections. You will get a single question paper of 100 marks. In that, questions from both sections will be mixed together. Alright, so we will show you a bit about how the question paper comes. We will show you once our course is about to finish. That will be better, or else you will also be able to see and understand it on your own by then. But you should know that the questions come blended, and as per the current paper pattern, there will be MCQs, there will also be theory questions that you have to write, and practical questions as well, so it will be a combination of all three. Alright, MCQ plus theory plus practical, keep in mind that all three are going to come together. For now, there's nothing special you need to do separately for MCQs. Right now, we just have to move ahead chapter by chapter. I am coming to module number 1 now. Module number 1 is in SPM, and inside it, there are 8 submodules. Can you see, in a way, these are 8 different concepts that you have to learn. By combining these 8, one chapter has been made. It's not necessary that all 8 will be related to each other. They could be unrelated, but somewhere, some similarity has been thought of, which is why all of them have been put together in one chapter. But it's not necessary you find similarity in all. The author had a reason. So guys, let's get started with excitement. Today we are beginning our first chapter. Okay, I hope you are ready. First chapter. No need to write now. When it's time, I'll explain. For now, you just have to do the marking. One problem that students often make. What they do is, in the rush to write, they don't listen. When they are writing, they can't hear properly. So, you get stuck in writing and then you miss out on the concept. So, you should make a simple rule that you will focus on listening first and do as much marking as possible. That's it, nothing more than that. If you start writing while listening, your learning will decrease a bit. So, what do you have to do? You have to say it like this. Let me finish speaking, brother. Let's finish speaking completely first, alright? First, you have to let me finish speaking. I myself will pause at different intervals and tell you, now I am done, now you can cover it. I will stop myself. This is my teaching process, and this should be the process for studying as well. For every subject of yours, not just this subject. Let's finish speaking first. Alright, sometimes in the rush to write along, we end up losing out on understanding. So let's finish first. If you need to write later, you can rewind and write or pause and write. But it shouldn't happen that in the process of writing, we don't listen or understand anything at all. This should not happen because when we teach, we will interact with you. We will give questions to your mind. You will have to think. You will study in front of the screen just like you are sitting in front of me. You will have to bring this out from within yourself for your own sake. If you think, then even on the screen, whatever we can do, you should treat the teacher with full respect, and if sir is saying something, you must respond to it. Even if you speak loudly, there is no harm in it. No matter who is watching around you, let them watch. If someone is sleeping, let them think what they want. It's better to put on earphones and study in a proper environment. If you have a laptop, use the laptop only. Do not use your mobile. If you are attending class on the laptop, switch off your mobile. Don't keep your mobile in front of you while studying. This is better. If you have a problem with the PDF, if you don't have the book and are viewing the PDF on your phone, view it here. Why use your phone? PDF on phone, class on laptop. Why do all this? Just switch off your mobile and view the PDF directly here. If you want to do any marking, you can't really do much marking on the mobile anyway. You have the PDF that I have already marked up. You'll get it, so what's the worry? Think of it wisely and try to understand this approach and gather it. So look, the first chapter is about the introduction to performance management that we are studying. So the first question that arises is, what is the meaning of performance? What is the meaning of the term performance? And here, when we are talking about performance, whose performance are we actually referring to? Whose performance is being discussed? Ideally, performance is of two entities. One is of people and the other is of companies corporate. We have to try to study both angles in our syllabus. The main focus is on the corporate, all right. When it is the performance of the corporate, that is what we call strategic performance. People performance is simply called people performance or sometimes just performance. If the word performance is used alone, it usually connects more with people performance. But if you add strategic or corporate to it, then it means we are talking about the company's performance. Did you understand? The question arises, why should we even look at performance? Why do we need to see performance? We need to look at it because whenever we are running a business, we do it with an objective, with a goal in mind that we want to achieve. If someone has no goal, then they have no business. He is passing time, he is self-employed. For example, if you are in business, if there is a business in your family, if you go home and ask, what is the goal for the coming year? No goal. You open the shop each morning and close it at night, no talk of goals. Without a goal, it's not really business. They have just kept themselves busy. They have become self-employed. They are doing a job not for someone else, but for themselves. That is what self-employment means. But those who run a business have a goal for what will happen in the coming year. Did you understand? So, they always try to achieve that goal in a time-bound manner. This goal is always tried to be achieved in a time-bound way. A goal has to be time-bound. A goal has to be time-bound. If you don't set a time, the goal will never be achieved. For example, you want to pass your CMA exam. This is your goal. If you don't set a time for it, you won't be able to pass the exam by that time. It might happen that even after setting a time, you are not able to do it within that time, so maybe you can do better in the next attempt. So, time-bound, remember, you have to proceed in a time-bound manner, and if we want to reach there on time, then many goals are long-term. How are they? They are long-term goals. Long-term goal means you have to achieve it in a year, in 2 years, or in 3 years. Something like 1 year, 5 years, 10 years. Recently, I had gone to Jamshedpur. It's in Jharkhand where Tata has a plant, so I met the senior people there and they are already working on their next 5-year goals. Right from now itself. They were telling me that we are now totally focused on the next 5 years, what will happen after 5 years from today. That was their way of working. So now, if we set a 5-year goal today, alright, and when this 5-year period starts, if we don't even look at what's happening, if we don't even check whether things are going right or not, then this will never be achieved. Are you understanding? When you entered CMA, you decided for yourself in how many years you would pass CMA. But let's assume that you never noticed whether I was doing each subject on time or not. If you are not completing each group on time, then it won't happen. Although the institute has a default mechanism in place. From foundation to inter to final, achieving foundation is progress. Inter is further, a higher level. But if we talk about the journey of final, that too is a long journey. It takes at least 2 years, so if you haven't made such a breakup of those 2 years, you'll feel like you don't know when you'll actually achieve it. You just have to keep giving, giving, and giving. Normally, students fix the final date in their minds, but they don't make these midway breakups to check whether they're on the right track or not. Did you understand? So making this breakup, which we call milestones, what do we call them? Milestones, and regularly achieving them or not, tracking that. And if you're not achieving them, then take feedback on what to do right so that you can reach the next stage. This whole process is called performance management. This is the main job of performance management. And if you keep achieving your milestones, then we will say that our performance is good. Our performance is good. So when is the performance considered good? When we keep achieving our milestones. Are you understanding? And if this system is not there, then no matter what goal you set, no one will actually do it. Why? Because, look, in the case of the company, there is someone else who thinks about the goals. The chairman, president of the company is someone else who defines it at the right time. The MD or CEO defines it. Then it is split further. That is done by the middle-level managers 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and the execution happens right at the grassroots level. If you don't put this performance system in place, then what will happen? No one will know anything, but everyone will try to achieve it. From morning till evening, they'll eat, drink, snack, chat, do a bit of work here and there, then leave. The real execution happens at the grassroots level. Many times they don't even know how much work we have to do. If performance management is happening in your organization, then perhaps everyone will also know what exactly they have to do. Maybe they will even try to do it, and maybe you will actually achieve it as well. An organization without performance management is like going into a jungle without any navigation or internet. You don't know which way you are going because there is no defined path. You may reach somewhere, or you may just keep on moving around in a circle. Got your point? So, this is the importance of performance management. Now the question arises, in what ways can this be done? All the knowledge about how many frameworks are available, how many ways of thinking are there, will be given to us in this subject. Forget. Alright. So here, some theory related to this has been explained. See what is written, performance of entity has to be measured before it is managed. There is one thing that you want to manage. You need its measurement. To manage means to get the work done. For example, if you are sitting as the head of a company, the company head has hired you and asks, "What will you do for me as CEO?" You reply, "Sir, I will help you achieve your goals. How? By making your goal time-bound and setting performance measures. Then, I will give something to my managers so that they can manage and ensure that this is achieved. To manage means to ensure that this is achieved. So, what does the general rule say? What gets measured gets done. There is a theory, what gets measured gets done. For example, if you start measuring your weight every day, you will see your weight will start reducing. Just start measuring it daily. Write it down every day, write it on the wall of your house. Today on this date, the weight is this, on that date, the weight is that. Something will happen with you, making you conscious about your health, and your weight will start to decrease. What gets measured gets done. Those who don't measure their weight are not able to manage it. Manage means they are not able to fix it, not able to achieve it. So here, we are talking about the performance of an entity, right? The entity is to be measured before it is managed. Until you measure it, how will you manage it? The performance of the various elements of the entity needs to be assessed, as the degree of success has to be appraised on a period-to-period basis. What is written here is performance of various elements of the entity. There are many elements of an entity, meaning, for example, you can think of it this way. It could be a department or it could be a segment. You have to assess each one, and by assess, it means you have to work out the numbers. As the degree of success is to be appraised. Appraised means evaluated. The word appraised means evaluated on a period-to-period basis. So, these intervals that I have created for each period, what was the value from one interval to the next? Alright, what value did you expect here? For example, if this is a sales number, what did you expect? Then, what actually happened? Finding out the actual means assessing it, and you will have to continuously monitor this period to period. Only then will you know how close you are getting to success. Alright, isn't it? You all do this too, right? Like, yes, I finished this subject, now on to the next. Whatever you do, that's also a kind of appraisal. Okay, so the milestones we set here for performance, what kind of milestones are they? Are those milestones financial or non-financial? What will the measurement be like? Will it be financial or non-financial? What do financial and non-financial mean? Financial means those matters which are related to your P&L or balance sheet, and non-financial means things like checking customer satisfaction, rejection rate, cycle time, something like that. So here it is also written that we look at either financial or operational parameters. Operational parameters basically mean those non-financial parameters. Operational parameters come under non-financial. It's not just operational alone. Marketing can also be included in this. It means after-sales service can also be included. Operational, marketing, service, everything can be included. Whatever activity you do in your company, we can measure each one to see whether the work is being done properly or not. Alright. And regarding all these, just like you used to get a report card in school, similarly, companies also prepare a report card like report, right? If you look at the reports these days, even for kindergarten children, their reports have a lot of skills listed, whether they have learned to do this or not, whether they can do that or not, and the teachers grade them on these. By giving smileys or in other ways, the teacher shows what the child has learnt well. Alright, so just like report cards are made here based on different parameters, in the same way, you can create a report card for each of your activities by taking the parameters for every activity. And many companies, especially on a large scale, definitely make such report cards. Without this, their operations cannot run. This is also called a dashboard. Now, since everything in companies is IT-based, the dashboard concept has come in, and even that dashboard only shows what the person is supposed to see for their work. If someone is the head of the company, they will be able to see everything, or at least as much as they need to see. But those metrics or numbers, the measures, keep getting displayed to them. Alright, so there will be many such dashboards available. Let me show you a dashboard of the railways. The government thought that the Indian Railways dashboard should be visible to everyone because we are all its stakeholders. Railway dashboard. If something opens or is displayed when you click on these, then just understand that these are nothing but a sort of dashboard. See, the government is showing us how many registered employees they have in the railways and how many are present today. It might not be updated right now. That's a different matter. Whatever the date or details, you see, this is what is called a dashboard. This is what measures performance. By looking at this, you can understand at what time people are coming in. Are you seeing this? Before 9, 75% are coming. 9 to 9:30, 9.3% arrive. At 11 o'clock, 5% arrive. What is today's trend? Attendance trend. How many people have come? We don't know which group this is showing. It's just showing this. Similarly, these people make many more such KPIs. We will eventually understand all this. KPI indicators, revenue, spending limit, originating passenger traffic, these are all like a report card whose marks you are seeing. Just like marks are awarded, the railways is making this for itself. Now think, who is making this while sitting there? You people are the ones making it. Do you all know the concept? Most people don't even know the concept. Did you see that? Sir, if you had given this to us, we would have studied too. Ale, just Google it like I did. Search Railway Performance, KPI for Division, KPI for Railways. I told you, you'll have to make a little effort yourself. We can't spoon feed you everything, you know. Then a new dashboard was created called Rail Drishti. If you check out this app, Rail Drishti, you'll understand even better. Even in this, a lot of live data comes in, I mean data from the stations. I personally enjoy looking at Kolkata station. This is live data coming in. They will give you live data of Kolkata station. If you look for it, you'll find it. A lot of bookings, and all of them also happen right from here. See here, Shri Piyush Goyal ji launches eDrishti. The name is Rail Drishti or eDrishti. Just type eDrishti. eVision. This is something different coming up. Understood. Did you get what I was trying to say? The more you search, the more your knowledge will increase. All this is asking for railway username and all that. Anyway, whatever be the case, but was I able to explain to you how dashboards are made instead of report cards? We take all these metrics and bring them together in one dashboard. Give a little time to grasp the subject, then it will become very easy and fast going forward. You will have to give a little time to catch up with the subject. In today's exceedingly competitive and complex business environment, performance measurement and management on the basis of financial parameters fall short of capturing the essence of sustainability of an enterprise. It means if you look only at financials, somewhere you won't be able to create a sustainable organization. That's why you should consider non-financial aspects too. For example, how would you feel if judged only by marks? I work hard and have good manners. I take care of my parents. I don't waste food or drink at home. I don't lie. I don't steal. No alcohol. I don't smoke cigarettes either. These things matter, right? Excelling in these makes one truly sustainable. Just focusing on financials is like only talking about marks. To know if a company is sustainable, we look at both financial and non-financial performance. Alright, then we talk about performance measurement and management. Management means getting it done. First, see what needs to be done and then get it done. In today's VUCA business environment, I wanted to teach you this word. VUCA is basically the full form of volatility, uncertainty, complexity, and ambiguity. Alright, like the way our real world is running, it is operating in this environment. Things are up and down, uncertain, anything can happen anytime. It's complex and ambiguous, meaning nothing is clear. Like your syllabus says what to do, and the exam gives questions and asks for answers. In the real world, the question is missing. In the real world, the question isn't written. You have to search the data, create the question, then answer it. That's how the real world works. So, what is the real world environment? It's called VUCA or BUCA. VUCA means BUCA, that is BHU. The environment of the real world is BUCA, and BUCA is outstretched beyond the traditional financial approach. If you run at a traditional financial approach, you'll be left with nothing. In BUCA, you'll remain BHU. As researchers have identified, the stakeholder approach is unable to cope with the changing dimensions of the business environment. If you focus only on finance, you won't be able to handle the way business is changing in the new era. Rather, the stakeholder theory of the firm, which pivots on the simple argument that in order to successfully sustain the rigors of the new business environment. Now, what is the new concept that has come up? It's the stakeholder theory. Earlier, it used to be the shareholder theory. This was the shareholder theory. Earlier, the stockholder theory was followed, the stockholder theory. Alright, when you work only on the financial aspect, what do we call it? We call it the stockholder theory or shareholder theory or the stockholder approach. But when you are working on both, then here you can call it the stakeholder approach. Here, what will you call it? The stakeholder approach. I understand, so stockholder approach and stakeholder approach. What are included in stakeholders? If you don't know the meaning of stakeholder, then who all are included in stakeholders? Sir, why are you writing everything here itself? I have to write here, so I'm writing here because I want all words for this page to stay together. If we go to another page, you'll wonder where and why it was explained. That's why I write like this. I look for space and write. There is a stakeholder approach and there are shareholders. Apart from that, there are customers and employees as well. The society which you have not yet turned into your customer. Those who are sitting outside and watching, the government, keeping everyone's interests in mind, you have to move forward. So, the stockholder approach does not work in that environment. The stakeholder approach works. That is why you need to take measures of both kinds. It's clear, right? Then what is the stakeholder approach saying, which pivots on the simple argument that in order to successfully sustain the rigors of the new business environment, a business has to adopt new approaches where it identifies employees, customers, suppliers, competitors, and other groups along with the investors, stakeholders, all of whom need to be considered. There are even more included. I haven't told you everything. Suppliers, competitors, even competitors are stakeholders, and investors are included too. Everyone needs to be taken care of, including investors. That means shareholders are included. If someone gives a loan, they're included too. But shareholders don't give loans, right? Everyone is included. Whoever is connected to the company, their performance measurement and management needs to be tuned in order to be aligned with the strategic goals. The overall goal of the company, which is called the strategic goal, you will have to tune everything according to achieving that goal. You will have to set such goals that it feels like the person is doing their work. But at the end of the day, the company's goal must be achieved through that. Let me give you an example to explain. If the marketing team is thinking that their only job is to make festival posters for social media, then for every festival poster made, you have to see how that helps us achieve a goal. The goal that we have set. We have set a goal that in 5 years, we should have a 90% share of the entire aluminium market in India. So just by making those festival posters, if people don't come, then what's the point of doing it? Set goals like this. Understood? You will also learn how this happens. Everything will happen gradually, but right now you are just getting an introduction. Your mind is being prepared. Reply all right, this performance measurement and management, in order to be tuned with the strategic goals of the team, has to move out from the silo of financial performance and analysis and instead encompass a wide array of new developments in the area of performance measurement and management. Silo means only. Silo means just come out of only financial management and include, that is, encompass a wide array of new developments in the area, in the arena means area, of performance measurement and management. Whatever new things have come up, include all of them. Understood? You see, it is observed by researchers that the key to success for organizations is the simple issue of having more resources at their disposal. The key to success for foreign organizations, just think, how does a big company succeed? It is the issue of having more resources at their disposal. The one who has more resources will succeed. The other hope of success story also lies not empty. Just having resources is not enough. You have to utilize them as well. Efficient utilization of these resources, just having resources is not enough. Suppose I have given you a class. Your parents have invested in you and got you enrolled in classes. Or you have worked hard, earned money, and taken these classes yourself. But if you do not pay attention to what is being taught, if you rush through it, keep saying, hurry up, just finish the syllabus, just make me pass. If you do not utilize it efficiently, then you will not get the results. And let me also tell you this, sometimes we think we'll do it after the exam or manage it somewhere in between. Many times, during the exam, what does the institute do? They repeat very little. You heard it right, so does this mean you should study the old material or not? You will have to study it anyway. I said they don't repeat. They repeat very little. They will repeat, but which one will repeat, no one knows. But the things you haven't studied have a higher chance of coming in the exam. If you are only studying from past papers, in the future, something new might come up in the exam. They repeat little. That's why we are teaching you from the introduction itself. Even in this, MCQs are hidden. It's full of hidden MCQs. Tell me the full form of bhukha. No one has studied this. Coming down, I didn't feel hungry. You're done. So you don't even know from where the question will come. So you can't take that risk. And you have taken classes because studying alone and extracting so much meaning, understanding so much, can be a difficult thing. That's why you have taken classes, so you should make efficient use of them. You have to sit quietly and patiently, keeping faith. People sitting in the train don't keep looking outside. It's going a long way or taking a shortcut. Any route, it'll go that way. The train is on the track, it will run only on the track. Now, the track might be a bit long. Sometimes it might be a bit short, sometimes a bit long, but you don't have to overthink it. Don't try to break it down with Google Maps. Is it going towards Delhi or not? You don't have to rack your brains, just sit quietly, all right. Wherever I need to cut or change, I'll do it. So, just having resources is not enough. Resources are definitely needed for success. Resources are definitely needed, plus something more. It's not just about utilization, but efficient utilization, only efficient utilization. Just utilization means give him any work. Efficient utilization means you have to assign work that helps achieve the goal directly. Alright, so sir, in this case. Then, as you were saying, the goal is about market share. So what should the marketing people do? If that's the case, then the marketing team should focus on what new ways the product can be used. Like when we visited the Tata factory, right? So Tata is saying that we are moving according to India's growth. They have aligned their growth with India's growth. If India grows by this much %, then in the coming 5 years, we are also thinking that we will grow by this much %. In 5 years, now he will grow. For that, the marketing team is sitting and thinking about where else Tata's products can be used. And work is also being done on how those products can be used further. If you just make a festival poster, you won't be able to hit the goal. You have to work according to the goal, right? Let's move ahead. For whom do these things apply? What? Does it apply only to those who just want to earn profit, or does it apply to everyone? If you think it's only for big companies, the answer is no. This applies to everyone. If your parents have a business, you can share these things with them. They might say, all this is big talk. It only works in big businesses. See, the examples are about big companies. Everything is about big businesses. Sansa teaches right. But the business should be big for us. Not really. All this applies. If you follow the wrong way of doing business, you'll end up doing business the wrong way. Like there's a way to play Ludo, there's a simple way to do business. This is the way for every business. Whether you do it on a small or large scale. This is the way, whether you do it for profit or without profit. The method is the same for everyone. So, a long-standing organization starts. No matter what the size is, whether it is making profit or not. For everyone, for all types of organizations, the aim is to achieve success. So, you should have resources and you should know how to use them properly. If you have resources but are not using them properly, then you will not grow. All right. Now, what is the problem? In today's times, there is so much competition. Information is so freely available these days that if someone finds out that you have something, then everyone starts creating a ruckus about it, even your competitors. And many times, for example, if you install some good software in your company that, let's say, will improve production quality or provide better service to customers, then the vendor goes and offers the same to all your competitors as well. He says, take my software, take mine. It's an amazing thing. So resources. Nowadays, everyone has access to them. So resources are not a problem, you can get them. But even after having those resources, who utilizes them well, that is the one who wins the match, who wins the game. For example, thousands of students will take my classes, thousands, and you will definitely recommend them, touch wood. The word will reach thousands of students and you won't be able to stop yourself from recommending it. That's my promise. If you stick with me, you will recommend it. All right. So, is it necessary that all 1,000 students will score 70 plus? No, it's not. Just like if there are 3 brothers in a family, it's not necessary that all 3 will earn the same amount. Not everyone is able to utilize every resource properly. What will happen just by having resources? Creating differentiation in that, doing something unique, doing something different from the competition. Only a leader of a company, the culture of the company and the performance system of the company can drive that. 3 things are needed. First, you need a leader who has set the goal so realistically in his mind that he will not let it waver.
Does he want another culture?
Where people, inspired by the leader, aligned with him, listen to him, and work towards that goal with the same zeal. And third, you need a system to track performance. Understand this, only then you might be able to utilize resources efficiently and differentiate yourself. Complications arise. In today's world, almost all organizations within an industry have similar resources, particularly tangible and technological resources, and can acquire them easily. So, what is there in resources? If they want, they will take it. It's easy to copy that. Therefore, there must be some differentiating resources between successful and unsuccessful firms, because even after having everything, some are still not able to achieve success. Why does this happen? Because they are missing something. And among those differentiating resources, I told you about 3 things. By the way, this is not written in the book. This is what I am telling you based on my experience so far as a leader. If you have these 3 things, leader, system, and culture, it will work. Of course, when we say culture, it means people, it means individuals, and even the book says this. One of our most important differentiating resources is people, which the traditional accounting system does not recognize as an integral part of the financial statement, but it is a key differentiating resource. The thing without which you cannot function is a people tree. Well, the speciality of people tree. If you say people, you might think just any person will do, just hire someone, but brother, if you just hire anyone, there is a difference between simply hiring a person and having the right person. Just like in a family, 3 brothers can all be different from each other. 8,000 students studying in the same class can get different marks and can think in different ways. 100 people work in the same company, but if 100 people work in another company, then the caliber of 100 people will be different. So how will your people have a different caliber? When there is a leader. Nothing works without a leader, just like without Modi, India would be in shambles. Next, the leader. After Modi, someone like Yogi should come as a leader, someone who can do something similar. You understand, right? For the world, we need leaders with that kind of energy. And then we need such involvement where we can bring out new leaders from among ourselves and motivate them. We will have to give new people the freedom to work, provide them with a system, give them clarity, and also give rewards and recognition, you understand, and people should stand by each other. We will have to keep motivating people like this. Only then, with such a leader, can it be achieved. Maybe what you are thinking. You got it. So, from our visit to Tata, we understood that at Tata, leadership is created in such a way that the leader knows what has to be achieved, and the leader does his duty very well on a regular basis. In such a way that people quietly work even for 3 nights straight. Without any extra salary, you see, that's when Tata is growing. It's not like people are just sitting idle, and when someone starts to slack off, see, there are so many issues that keep coming up with Vistara Airlines, with Air India Airlines. What has happened there is that Tata has acquired all these old government employees and created a new business vertical. But over there, people are still in the process of adapting to the Tata culture. That is why he is creating descriptions every day. Tata wants them to do this, do that, just get it done. But they are not doing it because they are facing difficulties. It's an issue of cultural alignment. And that too is, in a way, a part of performance. Whatever you think, how it will happen, that is also a part of performance. In this respect, the evaluation of people's productivity and their contribution towards national success is prioritized. A significant aspect of being successful, as I told you, in performance we are currently looking at only 2 angles, people and corporate, so right now we are talking about the people aspect. The most important thing is to see what their productivity is like and how their contribution towards national success is going. And it's not just about looking at performance management and leaving it at that. Let me explain a term here, performance appraisal and performance management. Performance appraisal is just about checking whether the performance is good, bad, or average. It's just about making a report card of good or bad. Appraisal means the report card, and management means actually getting the work done. It's not about just pushing out someone who isn't meeting the goals. If someone can't keep up with our goals, just smile and let them go, let them move to another division or another company. My goal will still be achieved. I'm not going to say that the person is a disgrace or useless. Wherever money is being made, it doesn't mean that company is going to be successful.
He keeps making his people successful.
He places people in positions where they can perform well. But he never lets his own goal waver. You understand, right? So basically, people performance is being driven from 2 angles. It is being driven by the productivity of people and their contribution and national success. What is performance management? The definition of performance management. If you say, it comes here as well. The definition of performance management is a continuous process of identifying, measuring, and developing the performance of individuals, that is, developing individual performance, finding out the performance measures, and aligning performance with the strategy and goals of the organization. It means shaping their thinking and all their actions in such a way that the work they are doing contributes to the company's work. And you know it's not in winning. If you start thinking from today that you have to do this for a company, it will take at least 2 to 3 years. Even if it is a simple company like SJC. So, I have been teaching for so many years. Earlier, I used to apply this just for teaching and learning. But when I apply it all around here, I realize how much time it actually takes. You have to think for people. What will they do so that my company's goal is achieved? Earlier, we two were all employed, we used to teach, that's all. Once I started understanding the goal, then the question was what should the goal be? It took me a whole year just to figure out how to think about the goal. It took several years to understand how to write it down. Even if you have thought about it, writing it down takes years, especially when you are doing everything yourself. Now, When you join a company as a cost accountant, you become a catalyst or a booster for them. People keep doing their own work after you join. We observe from here. All this, provided you also get real-world experience, only then will you be able to do it. And if not properly, then you definitely need such experience. So, contact me. After you pass and connect with me, I will tell you what all can be done and how. Anyway, let's move ahead. So, this definition was broken down and the words were taken out from it. It was said that it is a continuous process and there is alignment. Continuous process means that this performance is not just. You don't just measure it once and leave it. You take feedback, then inform them and improve, and then take feedback again. And this keeps happening at intervals. Do it every week, then do it monthly, then weekly. Do it monthly, then quarterly, then semi-annually, then yearly. This goes on continuously. It's an ongoing process. An alignment means that whatever you are getting them to do should be linked. It should be linked with your company's goals so that the employee knows. Otherwise, the employee might end up doing something else while the company is heading in a different direction. So, a well-defined performance management system actually helps management to understand this. The contribution will be from the employees to the organization. So, to understand the contribution of the employees to the organization, a performance system is needed. If this system is proper, then the company will know who is contributing how much. If this system is not there, then what will happen? Everyone says, we come to work. We spend the day all day, leave. Often, companies have a system, but it's incomplete or not some employees. So Simpla will never know what I am contributing to this company. Alright. So these are the two main features. You have to remember this. These are the two main features of performance management. Remember them, make your own summary, but for now, just focus on understanding everything. Now you have understood the way to study, how I teach. You have understood the method, how deeply we are teaching, how minutely we are explaining things. And if you don't understand this, your base won't be built, right? If the base isn't built, you won't be able to solve all the questions. The target you set will then become meaningless. So that's the thing, isn't it? You set a goal like 70 plus. So to achieve that, your actions should be in line with it. Your alignment with me is also very important, otherwise you won't get the desired performance. If I am your leader, then you have to become that employee of mine who is aligned with my goal. If my goal is to score 70 plus, your goal should also be 70 plus. Then you can join this journey. You said that if we have to pass, then we have to pass it. Just get in the car, eat, keep moving. If it works out, fine. If not, fine. Many people say, I just want to pass. Bro, my goal isn't even 70 plus, sir. You're teaching for 70 plus. How will I manage? You'll start feeling troubled. What's going on? Why are we being taught so much? Tell me the main points. In that case, yaar, just watch some revision videos. Maybe you'll pass with those itself. See, my belief is, if you aim for the stars, you'll reach the moon. If you aim for the moon, you'll end up on the ground. It's simple. If you aim for 70, you'll get 60. If you aim for 60, you'll just barely pass. And if you only aim for the ground, you won't get anything. That means, if you only think about just passing, you might not even pass. So the basic idea is that I have prepared you for 70 plus. Even a student can get an exemption. That's what I believe. So to bring that, brother, you'll have to give it some time. You need to make other things real for yourself. If you learn from the real world, then it will be a value addition so that you can go and speak up somewhere. Let me teach you something since I have taught the subject. So, there is a flow to performance management. What is that flow? The flow says that you should set objectives. Whatever you have to write, write it in the book, not just in your notebook. Whatever you have to write it in the book. Just like I am writing. If you don't have the book, then just sit quietly. You have to listen, pay attention, and there is no other way. You can take notes later on. I will guide you about what your homework will be. Accordingly, you will prepare your summary notes. This continuous flow, this continuous process, it shows that this is how continuous flow works. Set your objective, create its measures, and provide training for it. Basically, this is what is done during the training of people. We call this alignment. In a way, this itself is called alignment. Many times, there is no need for training. You just have to explain to them why it is important to do this. What benefit will come from this, what the company will gain, and why the company wants this. Is that clear to you? Let's move ahead. Here, the concept has been explained, which sometimes comes in the exam. I have already explained to you above about performance appraisal versus performance management. Appraisal means just preparing a report card, while management means, brother, we won't let you go. You have to show us the numbers. Let's see what you have to say. In this, the terms performance management and appraisal are sometimes used interchangeably, but they have their own differences. There is a significantly different connotation. Performance appraisal is a one-time process being carried out by the immediate level manager in order to evaluate the performance of the subordinate on a year-to-year basis, which is linked with promotion and transfer of staff, supervisory responsibility, providing a systematic description of the employee's performance during a particular year, which is part of the feedback and coaching mechanism. In many companies, you have a head, call them a supervisor, superior, or manager, who writes down all your activities for the whole year in a specific format and submits it to the HR department above, based on which it is decided how much increment or promotion you will get, or whether it would be better to transfer you to another place. Sometimes, if they feel there is no need to keep you in that position, you may even be given a notice to leave. That also happens. So, you see, this is more like a formality. It's like a report card. Your manager just prepares it as a formality for a particular period. Some people prepare it quarterly, some prepare it newly and use it to threaten, saying they'll write something negative in the report, so it all works out of fear. But the work of management is different from this. Along with the appraisal, they also look at how they can get you to achieve the targets. If your report turns out bad, it's about managing it, meaning they have to keep things running. Alright, often noted is that performance measurement is a subset of that bigger whole. What is written is that performance management is the bigger whole and performance appraisal is just a part of it. Performance management is bigger. Appraisal is a part of performance management, the bigger whole, meaning the larger part, and performance appraisal. In that context, performance management is a subset of that bigger whole. A subset is just one set of the bigger whole. It's a step. Performance management is actually the guiding philosophy that needs to be communicated throughout the organization. Performance management, again, performance appraisal has been written, the whole line has come back again, subset of that bigger whole has come back again. The guiding philosophy, even this whole part which needs to be communicated throughout, the line has just been repeated. What does performance management do in the context of the institute? It accesses the linkage between employees' performance and organizational goals, which is set up at the top of the organization, and this establishes a shared understanding about what is to be achieved and the ways to achieve it. And the understanding of the purpose of the organization, this is prelocated, this percolates throughout the organization. When objectives and performance management systems are in place, then what needs to be done in performance management, these words and all, why am I teaching you this here? See, I have already explained the meaning. I have to teach you these words because the institute and the checker will look for these exact words. If you write anything else, you won't get marks. So, what does performance management actually do? It creates a strong and meaningful linkage between employees' individual performance and the overall goals and objectives of the organization. Understood? This connection ensures that every employee's efforts are aligned with what the organization is striving to achieve, all right? And ultimately, what is the purpose here? The purpose is to make sure that everyone is working together towards a common goal, maximizing both individual and organizational success. Purpose is the understanding of strategic purpose. Everyone in the company should know what the company wants. Understanding of strategic purpose by employees. Until this happens, the performance management system hasn't even come into play. You will have to write these words, so go ahead and write them. You have to give this in performance management. So, by working with the employee, their goal is achieved. Maybe that word isn't written there, so you lose marks. It's important to study from here. It's not necessary to study from my notes. I can write anything, but how will you know if you'll get marks? So, we will study from the institute's material. Then we can be sure that we will definitely get marks for this. So, what is the objective of performance management? This is also an important question for your exam. Here, what we achieve is that the employee delivers superior performance. So, what is the key word here? Superior performance should be achieved. Meaning superior means word superior. This is basically in comparison with competitors. Then, what knowledge and skills the employee needs to acquire to deliver that performance, that will also become clear. Alright, knowledge and skills, what should he know about the company or the market? And what things, in terms of skills, should he be able to do? By doing it repeatedly, so well that he can do it on his own without revision or much thought. What does skill mean? It's the work for which you don't need any help. You can just do it and deliver. Knowledge, meaning just information, performance management, assist, implementation of effective rewards. There should be a reward system here. For example, suppose your name gets mentioned somewhere and people clap for you, or you are called aside and appreciated in private. Something like that. Then feedback and coaching mechanism. Feedback and coaching. What is a mechanism? This refers to your superior, your manager. It is their job to regularly check your performance and keep telling you, do this better, don't do that, do it this way. And coaching doesn't mean you have to give the other person a coaching class. Coaching means you have to prepare their mind. Like I told you, if you ask me something directly, I won't just give you a straight answer. I'll ask you another question, or I'll tell you to think about it yourself, right? So I will ask a question. When I ask a question, the purpose is not that I want to trouble you. The purpose is that I want to prepare your mind. So that is coaching. To coach means to prepare someone's mind for it. Upcoming situation, right? One thing is just taking a class. Taking a class means just speaking and leaving. That's just giving knowledge. Coaching is different. What is coaching? It is about understanding the strengths and weaknesses of the person in front and then guiding them accordingly, right? Now, depending on how much trust you have in me, if you tell me accordingly, then I will also give you coaching and guidance. Just a little while ago, a student called me. Normally, I don't answer. If someone tells you, will you call? I don't pick up the phone. Normally I don't. I prefer to check WhatsApp only. I hardly like answering calls from my family. I don't like answering calls. I don't like voice notes either. I don't even listen to voice notes, you know. If you send them, I just send them back. But I don't listen to them. I don't know, my mind is blocked. So what I usually do is, I just check WhatsApp. But today I picked up a call from someone. Just imagine what kind of call it was. This is what you call coaching. Sir, you were teaching a chapter on over in intermediate, and in that, sir, you mentioned that if someone gets a skin disease called urticaria, then what could be its treatment? So that's why I called you, sir, because I also have the problem of urticaria. So what should I do? This is the kind of trust a student has, and when a student calls and asks such questions, that's when they start getting guidance according to their needs. It doesn't mean that I am a doctor. So what is needed is guidance. Coaching means guidance. Even today, an employee also needs guidance in the same way. Like today, suppose you are taking guidance from me. As students, you people have this thought process that when you get a job, the employer will teach you everything and also pay you. This is how you think. So then, who will teach you? Right now, whenever you face any problem, you call your coaching class or ask in the group. But when you start working, whom will you ask then? At that time, you need a coach. Now, if the company's culture is such that the manager himself is the coach, then that's a very good thing. It should be like that. Does the ideal system say this? This is India, or rather, even in companies around the world, it doesn't happen that everyone becomes a coach. Everyone is busy with their own lives. If you manage to find a coach, your work is sorted. Like if you find someone like Satish, then your work is done. In the same way, we are also working things out. How can we still provide coaching to people even after they clear CM? By coaching, I mean, it's not about taking classes here, but about how we can prepare them. Work is going on regarding this, so after you pass, you will definitely get to know. Well, regarding SJC or its celebration, the coaching mechanism is two-way, not one-way. In coaching, it's not like you just listen quietly. You also speak up. That's when real coaching happens. In the objectives of performance management, there is also such work where an environment is created so that the strategic purpose, meaning the company's purpose, is being properly fulfilled. The meaning of part is being explained. What is the problem with many people? The main goal is not to tell anyone, not to share it with anyone. No one is told about it. It won't work like this. You should have the confidence to share your goal. You should have the confidence to tell everyone, only then will you achieve it. Otherwise, people won't be able to do it. You have to create the right environment. I mean, there should be a sense of belonging in the environment, right? Only then is it possible. Only then can it be shared. Otherwise, you'll feel like these are strangers. Why should I speak in front of them? A sense of belonging, then what is being said next? In the performance management system, you also have to see whether a person is able to grow at a personal level or not. I mean, personal growth means look at his own progress. He also has his own personal lead. Like, if the salary increases, then a car, a house, insurance, taking care of the family, all these are matters of personal growth. Now, how can the company facilitate all this? If the company takes care of it by making policies, then the person will work for himself without any worry. Alright. So this is what objective and performance management is. Now, about the next elements of performance management, I've already discussed the elements of performance management. I had told you about them above. That is about the flow itself. Set objectives, measure them, give feedback, give rewards, and then keep changing the objectives as you go along. Up to the feedback part, I had already explained. Objective, measure, feedback, objective, measure, feedback. It's a little different here. But still, let's write it once again. There is an objective, measure it. Then give feedback on where things are going wrong. If there is a need for training and alignment before feedback, then along with measurement, training and alignment should also be included. It is not written here, but the reward system should also be included. Appreciate people. Reward does not only mean giving money or gifts. Appreciation is also a reward, and when needed, change the objectives and start again. Amend objectives as required or set new ones. Amend means either add something new or correct the old one, so that if something is not working, think about what can be done or how it can be achieved. And this goes on in a loop meaning it will continue continuously in a loop. If you pay attention to this word here, it will help you in the exam regarding elements and performance management. Again, if you write that point, it won't work. I called it continuous flow, so write in continuous flow, and if I say elements, then write these points. If you make your own points, marks will be deducted, brother. So you have to memorize this. Like how Om FRA, Om FRA, Om FRA. Only then will you get the elements. All this will be memorized gradually. There is no purpose in remembering you today. Today, if you just get some words, form them, develop a method, or make a diagrammatic presentation, then your work will be done. Alright, so with this, has our introduction part been covered? And you have understood what is going to happen here. Right now, I don't need any judgment from your side, like you start thinking, oh no, if this much time went in this, what will happen ahead? All this. If you think like this, then I request you can take a refund. What else can I say? I shouldn't say more. I don't want our relationship to break, but don't study with such judgments in your mind. You have to study with complete faith. Some topics will take more time because it's needed there, and some will take less time automatically because your base has become strong. Your base is being built for your performance. So, going forward, we will have to struggle less. Now you have to understand that after attending today's class, however you have understood things, if you felt everything was right and good, then this is how it is going to continue. Now, if you want to move forward with me, you will have to take action. If you think that just by attending the class everything will happen, then that's not how it works. You will have to take action. What kind of action? I will explain to you now, and there's one more thing. Keep in mind, basically, we are, you can say, performing a play. We are just doing some kind of drama. What is the drama going on here? There is a very nice line written by Shakespeare about this particular drama. The world is nothing but a theatre. The world is nothing but theatre. Whatever we are doing is nothing but playing roles. In theatre, the scenes change, sometimes the characters change. Sometimes you were a child, then you become a student, later you will go into a job, then play the role of a husband, the role of a child to your parents, sometimes the role of a parent. You keep playing different roles in life. So, in that way, just think that right now, I don't personally know you. Eventually, I will start interacting with you. As you tell me something about your actions, I will also start getting to know you. Eventually, we will get to know each other very well, but as of today, I don't know you. Eventually, we will definitely get to know each other. This is my promise to you. SDC has a system for teaching where SDC recognizes each of its students either by face-to-face interaction or by their name. Our people here are recognized, so this is a very big achievement of SDC. And this was one of our strategic goals which we were able to properly disseminate in our organization and the nation, and people are always eager to achieve it. People get so impressed with our staff that they send gifts to them on their birthdays. You all send gifts to our staff on their birthdays. That is the kind of love we have here. When people pass, they come and touch the feet of our staff. That is the kind of faith people have here. So, this happens here. Now, during this particular course, we are doing a bit of drama. By drama, I mean, I am your leader, teacher, coach, and guide. You can consider me your guide. For the sake of our drama, just assume we are doing a role play and you can call me Guru or whatever you like. And who are you? Alright, according to this, you are my disciple. Student. Student means Shishya. Understood? You have to be a follower for now. You have to play this role. You have to play this role irrespective of your age or designation. You have to bring this belief within yourself that we are just doing a role play and whatever Sir says, we just have to do that. What does a student or disciple do? He simply follows what Sir says. Many times, he even goes ahead blindly. If Sir says it, he does it without overthinking. So, you just have to do this role play and I am also playing my role for you. Maybe after your studies are over, you can take up some other role, but as long as your studies are going on, as long as the classes are on, as long as you haven't become a CMA, you have to keep playing this role. So, just Google the characteristics of good students, stick to them, and keep playing that role. Understood, boys? And you have to become a good student. We don't want those backbencher students. You have to become a good student, a proper student, character-wise. So, as per this, it requires you to follow my homework actions. Today's action is a very small one. What will you do? You can make a notebook if you want. The choice is yours, but I would prefer, instead of a notebook, if you buy a bundle of 4 sheets, just get a bundle of 4 sheets either from Amazon or by going to a shop. 4 sheets are used for printouts. If you go to an office, you might get it from there. Just ask and take it from the administrator. Don't just take it. It's a company cost. It may not matter to you, but it does to them. So, why waste so much time over a bundle of 4 sheets? You have to take one page, a plain page, and make a summary of all the points I taught today. For example, today I gave you a general idea, goal, objective, time-bound, etc. You don't need to write down the general idea. What I want is a summary of what is printed here. Leave the general idea aside, that's not useful. It only helped you understand, but if you write that in the exam, you'll get stuck. The summary that we have to make is so that we can revise it multiple times before the exam and remember only those points. For example, if you have given the heading Introduction to Performance Management and that chapter is going on, that's fine. You can also use colorful pencils if you want. You won't have any problem with this. Chapter 1, and yes, this is a task that requires effort. Just a little bit, but this will actually do wonders for you. And if you can do this for every subject, nothing like it. So, in this, from the first paragraph that was given, you have to write down what I explained, like what I had explained. You need to measure the performance of entities before it is managed, then the performance of the various elements of the entity needs to be assessed and appraised on a period-to-period basis. So, the performance of entities should be measured and managed before it is. So, you just have to write such words, just the word performance and those related to it. Now, whatever words you get, you have to write to be measured. In short, before it is managed, you yourself give this, right? Anyway, you will get my notes in class. If you write it yourself, it will benefit you more. You will get all of this. What I am writing, I will not write everything. I am also giving you an idea of what is written in the second point. Then it is written that various elements of the entity need to be assessed, as the degree of success is to be appraised from time to time on a period-to-period basis and then the performance of various elements. You have to write it in short, not the whole sentence. Sometimes, if you are asked to write the whole thing, there is no problem with that. But you should try to write it in short, use to be assessed, arrows, etc., and make it a bit diagrammatic. By using bullets and all, assess, then what will happen? What was the word after assessed? It was oppressed, and then time to time basis, assessed, oppressed. This way, we make it a bit more interesting. You can write period to period or periodically. A short word is fine. You don't have to write long words period to period or periodically. Your name gets cut off. Marks will be deducted. It's not like that. Then there will be financial and operational. Okay. Then comes performance measure. You can even create your own headings so that it's easier for you to remember, or you can make it diagrammatically as well. But all these notes should fit on one page. I don't want to give more than that, okay? So, this will include both financial and operational aspects. Right, you have to make it like this, and after every unit, after every class, you should try to make today's notes. You have to do this much work along with me. Okay, you have to map this. In strategy goals, you won't even remember these words. Otherwise, for us, it's okay. To be mapped to strategic goals means mapped, that is, they will do it. So, it will be something like this. What needs to be done after this? Then, 4 financial parameters fail to capture the sense of sustainability of the enterprise. So, in financial contexts, it is written that this is only from the shareholder viewpoint, which means it is mainly focused on the interests of shareholders and does not consider other perspectives. In other words, you could say it is not designed, not helpful for sustainability, since it does not address long-term environmental or social concerns. And in a VUCA environment, which stands for volatility, uncertainty, complexity, and ambiguity, you can also write out the full form of VUCA. If you feel confused, that's all right. And in financial and operational, operational is for the other stakeholders. If you want to write examples of other stakeholders, write employees, customers, suppliers. Now see, you don't have to write it, you have to. I already told you, if you start writing, you won't understand what I am trying to say. Investors, okay this INSO stability, such summary notes are made, sir. It will take a lot of time. I just don't have any solution for this problem. You'll have to give time for it. If someone asks for what you made, give it to them. It won't make any difference. Remind me I have a story about 1 rupee. I'll tell you someday. If you say this again, I'll tell you the 1 rupee story. Alright. We've finished discussing stakeholders. We've covered everything regarding moving out from financial and non-financial aspects, and it's clear now. The key to success for an organization is efficient resource utilization. Now, we'll make the third point. Now, for the key to success, what are the 2 things needed? One is resources, and the other is efficient utilization of resources. I'm even making one for an idea as an example. You might be thinking, Sir will make everything. That's impossible. Sir is even lazier than you. He thinks it will take too much time. Alright. So, the key to success of an organization is resources and efficient utilization. Then, for long-standing purpose, the same rule applies to all organizations, startups, established companies, everyone. Remember, for all types of organizations, the key to success is the same. Long-standing means companies that have been running for a long time, startups, NPOs, that is, not-for-profit organizations, which we call NPOs, the same thing applies to all of them. For everyone, this is applicable irrespective of size. Then you need to understand what the differentiating resource is. What is the differentiating resource for people? This is the main thing. This is more important. Just having resources is not enough. And among all these, the most important resources are people. That's why when it comes to people performance, no matter how well the story is written in flow, it only makes sense when you look at the summary. Oh wow! Now the climax of the movie is over. All the things that were being discussed for so long have now fallen into sequence. The benefit of making a summary is that it shows performance, it tells how performance is measured, and it explains the key to success. Then I talked about people performance, and even when I introduced performance, I had to make some points beforehand so that you could understand things properly. Why did the topic of performance come up? I have written those points here, or if you have written them, that's very good, but even if you haven't, it's fine, it's not an exam question. Now, when we talk about people performance, it includes its definition, productivity, and contribution to success. So here also, two words come up, contribution and productivity, right? Contribution to success, and the main thing here is alignment. The most common and correct word is alignment with strategy goals. If someone does things their way without alignment, work won't get done right. See how I do it. It's about understanding mindset, no right or wrong. Better, good, bad, all acceptable. Okay, so this is about people performance. Now, after this, there are two main features. One is that it is continuous and the other is alignment. I told you about the continuous flow. There are two main features of people performance. These are its two main features. For example, when creating a topic, numbering it 1, 2, 3, etc. helps show inclusion. This is happening within number 4. So, we'll keep this in number 4 since we haven't numbered it separately. So you need to keep in mind what the two main features are. It should be continuous and there should be alignment. How will it become continuous? I had created its flow, setting the objective. Then you will make the same diagram. Then you will measure it like this. Then I said we will have to provide training. And after that, I said we will have to give feedback. Only then will this happen. It should be continuous and there should be alignment. Right, set, okay. After this, we came to performance appraisal versus management. Now from here, you try it yourself. I will just write the headings. Performance appraisal versus performance management. So when it comes to the versus part, it's better to do it in a tabular form. Just make two columns like this. So what happens in this? One time, what is the purpose? For promotion, incentive, and transfer. Alright, this is done by the superior. And what is this? This is a continuous process through which the organization's goals will be achieved. So, to achieve strategic goals, and this applies to the entire organization, everyone will have it, the superior will have it, his superior will also have it, everyone will have it. Alright, It's the link between employees' performance and goals and understanding of the strategic purpose. So you have to capture those words. Alright, don't forget to capture the words link between employee goals and strategic goals. Just writing your own thing won't work. Okay, along with for achieving, you can also add another word. And understanding, achieving and understanding of strategic goals. If there's a slight correction, it's not a problem. Don't think that just by writing extra words, your work will be done. So why should we write extra lines? Thinking like this, we can add a little bit here and there. Next, then comes objectives, elements. Those points are very simple, objectives and elements. So now, all this should come on a single page. Objectives and elements, everything combined together. Try to see, like for me, how many pages did it take here? I wrote it all spread out so it took up to full pages, almost 2 pages, but what you have to do is try to fit it all on a single page. On one single page, write briefly and in bullet points. At most it should take 1.5 pages. Page. If you take up more space, it won't look like a summary. It will seem like you've just copied the whole class or the entire book. The objectives and elements should fit on one page. For the objectives, you need to write the keywords here, like for superior performance, I wrote SP, just knowledge and skills as KS for knowledge and skills, then reward mechanism, then feedback and coaching as FC, then environment, then purpose. P has come, then personal growth, PG has come. Now, you should write down these words. There was the word elements, it should be objective, it should be measurable, there should be feedback, there should be a reward, and there should be an amendment. If you want, you can make it just like I had made it. You wrote OM in the middle, do any kind of innovation, yarn, FRA, OM FRA. So when a comes, you come back here again, or you can twist out itself to make A. All that innovation you can do. Make a circle, make a diagram, make whatever you want to make. But try to make it. I really need this action. Now, when this is there, see what the benefit is. Once you've heard it, the meaning is clear, right? Now, when you've written it all down, that meaning will start getting imprinted in your mind along with the words. Now, if you repeat this 2 or 3 times, you'll remember the words. What will happen now? After this, one more thing will be added. When we start looking at questions, we are not doing questions right now. When we start looking at questions, we'll realize that even after reading all this, there might be a question that hasn't been covered here at all. This also happens sometimes. If a meaning-related question comes up, or if there's a case study type of question that, even after reading all this, isn't getting captured, then with a red pen, if you have loose pages, you can attach more pages along with this. By writing with a red pen, you can mark that something is separate, and if I feel that it's too much to attach separately, then whichever question has come up, I'll note down the question number and page number here with a red pen so that I know exactly where to find that question. I just need to go to that particular area which is related to it. So what is happening because of this? You are preparing yourself for the exam, not just studying for the sake of it. What is your goal? To prepare for the exam. If you were sitting with me in some conference, I wouldn't have asked you to do all this, right? Maybe in the future, if your company invites me, saying, "Sir, please come and explain these concepts to our people. We had also learned from you, but we are not able to teach, so please teach them." If a company invites me, at that time I won't be telling them to buy 4 sheets, make this, add question numbers here and there later on. There, the goal is not that, the goal is just to understand the concept and then to use it. So, a different concept will be formed, its format will be different, and the method will also be different. After understanding the concept, You have to remember it and write the exam, so a method is being created for you. So, from the exam point of view, this is an add-on, isn't it? And you have to do this. There should be no carelessness in this. So, when you make it for the first time, how does it turn out? If you need approval, then send it to me, WhatsApp it to me. I will see how you are doing it. So, the way you respond and interact with me, eventually a relationship will develop between us, and then gradually the coaching perspective will also start along with teaching. From time to time, you will receive links in our groups under the pretext of different sessions. Whenever I conduct live sessions for any purpose, for any reason, you have to join because ultimately the purpose is yours in the end. So, keep participating in those, and through this, our interaction will continue to grow. This way, we will get to know each other better, and the more we know each other, the more trust will build between us. With that trust, we will definitely reach our destination. Alright, so how did you find the session? Do give some feedback or a review, and in this way, we will continue learning together. Isn't it? Arrange for a mat. If you don't have it now, get a printout and do the marking on that. It's always better to do the marking yourself. You will get my marked copy only if you are a student, then I will upload it to the drive and share it with you. Chapter by chapter, whether I give a little now or more, I haven't decided yet. Gradually, I will give you everything. But for now, go through all of this, and if you need to, watch the video again and do the marking. Alright. See you soon. Till then, take care.